bunch of complainers. Oh, I'm on. Hey, hi, this is Omar with Ricoh Imaging. I just wanted to go over some of your concerns about the newly announced Ricoh GR4. We just announced it, we're super excited about it, but we wanted to let you know that we're listening, and I want to just address each of your complaints, concerns in this video. Now, before we address all your complaints, please tell me another camera that it's small, pocketable, APS-C, and is just the perfect snap street photography camera. Yeah. Now, two things before we address your concerns. The first is we pride ourselves in keeping our design consistent. That's number one. And number two, have you seen the new Fujifilm half frame? That thing doesn't even shoot RAW. Our new GR4 is going to have an updated processor. It's going to have 26 megapixel sensor up from 24. It's going to have way more internal storage, and we've made the card, the SD card you need, smaller and cheaper because now it's a micro. We're even going to throw one in with every purchase. We've upgraded the image stabilization to be 5-axis stabilization. We also have improved the little fiddly wheel here by totally getting rid of it. So now we have a rocker up and down switch, which is really going to be an improvement. We have an SN mode, which we're still figuring out what it is. It's either a scene mode or snap focus mode, one of our very popular features. The camera also is going to have an extra element in there, iron. No, I just meant an extra element in the glass, which will actually be an improvement over this. And we're also going to improve our app and have an HDF version as well. But not a X version. No, 28 millimeters for the focal length is all you get for now. We're still working on the X. Okay, your complaints. The first one is that it's not weather sealed. Listen, people. First of all, who wants to shoot in the rain? That's number one. Number two, use an umbrella. And number three, it's hard to make a camera that is weather sealed, because it doesn't breathe. And you need this little camera to breathe. It'll get just too hot. So weather sealing, sorry about that. The dust issue, I'm not sure about that. They haven't told me if that's fixed yet, but that better be fixed. Another concern of yours is that there's no flash on this camera. Well, a couple of things. Number one is where are we gonna put it? The camera's small. Number two, if we put a flash on here, it wouldn't do anything. It's so look how much space we have, people. It's so small that the flash couldn't possibly do anything. We are including a hot shoe, again, unlike the the Fujifilm X-Half. And there are companies that actually make flashes, tiny TTL flashes that go on top of your camera. That's a better flash anyway. Next complaint we're seeing is that there's no 4K video on this. Listen, be lucky that you're getting any video. Let's say you forget your phone at your kid's graduation, at least you're gonna get some image stabilized 1080p footage, just as long as it's not too dark in there, you'll be fine. Outdoor ceremonies only. We did get a couple of no EVF comments, but come on. How great is it to be pranked and putting your eye up to this camera when you first get it? There's nothing better than that. There already is an accessory that you can put on the top for an optical viewfinder if you want, but this camera is designed to be a snap camera for your street photography. You can shoot around crowds, shoot without looking. You can frame up, especially with a 28 millimeter, your street photos, and we have so much resolution, can be cropped in if you miss a little. Again, this is a quick moving street camera. So those of you with an EVF, you might have to buy another camera, which is fine with us, okay? You just won't be part of the club anymore. No flip screen, no flip screen. Again, goes back to what I just said. You really shouldn't be looking at your screen. You should be looking at your scenes. So those of you that want to shoot from the hip, you can still do that. You could just line up your shot, and if you use a Ricoh GR long enough, you get really good at aiming it without looking. We also love the clean design with no flip screen. It could just fit in your pocket, as long as you don't have any dust in there.
So what do you think? Does it come in black?
It only comes in black. Until we release special editions. 40 megapixels, please. Please? Really? Just stop. 40 megapixels. That's more hard drive space. That is slower computers. That's just way too much detail. 26 megapixels is going to be more than enough to print. What are you printing? What are you printing? You're not printing. Just admit it. You're just complaining. 26 megapixels is enough. 24 is enough, okay? You may not need to upgrade if 24 is enough. But Please do, because we need the money. Okay, cut. I'm done being a Ricoh GR, marketer. I would just want to say a couple of things that I just love when a new camera is announced. Really, part of the fun is reading the people that are not going to buy it complaining. Now, I will agree that I was a little disappointed that it's not really an evolution of the GR. Part of me was a little disappointed, especially with the weather sealing. I thought it would be great if, you could just be out in the rain. I actually made a list for Olympus because they can come in and swoop in and get a big market share here, but I'll get to that in a second. What I wanted to say, my reaction as a GR owner, because I love my GR. I love that it's just great for snapping, and I wasn't joking when I say I don't look. Part of the fun is just snapping like if it's film. You're looking for moments on the street, and I think I'm probably most excited about any improvement to autofocus, because the way I shoot my camera is I use snap focus, pretty much shooting f8 on the street. And I think if there was a possibility that we could shoot at 2.8, I wish the lens was, upgraded to an f2. That would have been cool. But to get street photos with a little bit of separation in the background, I think I like when I went to Italy and I shot my Nikon Z6 II at 1.4 with a Sigma lens. I mean, that looks ridiculous. Now, the micro SD card thingamabubby, I don't mind it 100%. I think the one thing I mind is how am I going to get my pictures off the camera? Because the SD card is just so easy to put in the slot in the front of my Mac Studio and just get my photos off there. Also on the laptop, same thing. But am I taking the micro SD card out of the camera? That's going to be Or am I just going to insert a USB cable and that just, grab the camera? It's very quick to get to the USB slot right there. You see? You just kind of taking out a micro SD card is always a pain. On my Nikon ZF, it just lives in there. It's like a huge micro SD card and completely just backs up photos forever until I'm like, oh, I shot that 6 months ago. I think companies underestimate how popular film sims and looks are in camera. I hope they kind of, maybe announce something about this. But if you're listening out there, all camera companies, Nikon's starting to do this, Fujifilm has been doing this forever, but looks and things that look like nostalgic and film. And I think people really like the throwback to film, even if they shoot digital. And so Ricoh has the positive film and the negative. Those are the two I use the most. But really, it would have been nice to have a Ricoh 2 sort of simulation. I see Samuel Street Life's photos he just took he's rocking the Ricoh GR2 on his social media now. And I'll link up his video below, by the way. He went over the announcement as well. But the colors and the reds definitely look nostalgic and film-like on there. So it would have been nice to see that. Overall, what it means is if you have a GR3, you may not need to upgrade, which, yes, it's disappointing, but it goes to show how good this camera already is. It's the one camera I want to just grab and go out and shoot with because it's so light and small, and it takes such incredible photos. And the same thing that everybody says, it's fantastic for street photography because you don't stand out so much. You look kind of like a tourist. But let's talk to Olympus now. This opportunity is ripe. That's what I totally wrote that there. I'm not joking. Olympus makes kind of some of the most fun, crazy, rugged cameras where the ads for them have them like falling in mud and falling in water. People want to go out and shoot in the rain. So I think the opportunity is ripe to make a APS-C. I know you're like a Micro Four Thirds company, but please just buy some APS-C used lenses, sensors. You need IBIS because people will complain, but it's the most weather resistant street camera ever designed. APS-C, it's pocketable, same size as the Ricoh GR, has a 30 millimeter lens. It's got a crap flash on it. As long as you put a flash, no one will complain. Have a little bit of internal storage, but use an SD card, no complaint. No one ever complains about having an SD card slot. There, you can find them everywhere. They don't get lost. Flip screen, optional, but a flip screen will keep you out of trouble. But if it interferes with the weather resisting, forget the flip screen. And you gotta have beautiful colors for the camera, have it all like bright red, yellow, and then have your street stealth one matte black, forget it. Will sell like crazy. And then you have to have film simulations. Just completely copy Kodak Gold, Portra, call them something else, but put those film sims in there, call it nostalgic positive. Oh, and you'll have yourself a hit there. Anyway, we'll talk again in the fall. And Ricoh, if you're listening, send me one. Let's talk. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Oh my God, that scared the bejesus out of me.